Everyone to HACA 2024 conference. I'm Mahmoda. I'm from the strategy unit and I'm one of a small team that's actually organized this conference, and hopefully you'll see them throughout the day anyway. I'm delighted to be here kicking off the conference this year, and it's going to be an exciting few days dedicated to obviously celebrating the great work of analysts in health and care. And so I've got a few important reminders for you, and before I hand over to Peter to do the official opening, and I'd like to just go through a few housekeeping and just to ensure that everybody has a nice time here for the next couple of days. So some quick information about the venue. There we go. And so upstairs on this floor, you're in the auditorium, in case you didn't get that when you were coming in. And you would have walked past the Iron Bridge room and the Wenlock room and the Coalport where workshops will be taking place. And then downstairs, you have the Begum room, which is another room for talks and presentations, and the Pattingham room, which is also for workshops. So that's on the ground floor. The posters, so all the poster presentations are next to the registration desk where you all came through, hopefully. And that's also where lunch will be provided and refreshments during the breaks, and where we'll also be having the big networking bash this evening. If you are joining us, that's where that will be. And just a couple of other things downstairs. So we've got some stands at the back of the ground floor. So be sure to check them out and all the great organizations that have been supporting HACA and the great work that we've been doing. And next to there's also some prayer facilities available, and there's restrooms in the middle of each floor. And you would have walked past them coming to the auditorium too. And just a reminder that there is no planned fire alarms or fire tests or anything like that. So if you do hear a siren, it'll also have a voiceover. And so just follow the green light running man at the fire exits, and we would meet outside in the car park. And there's fire stewards that will be telling you where to go. If you've also got any first aid needs, we've got some people on hand as well. So just check in at the registration desk and they'll be able to tell you where to go. And really importantly, which has been missed off the bottom of this slide, is the Wi-Fi code, which I know lots of you will want. So it's free and it should be easily accessible. It's TIC UK, and you should all be able to get on it just by clicking onto Wi-Fi. So that's those, and we will need that. So if you want to sort of join now, you'll need it to sort of access the Slidos that we'll be using through the day and also for the program. So this year we've gone digital. We've tried to go as digital as possible. We've got an electronic program, which is the latest, most up-to-date information on the program we have so far. There are some the physical copies available on the desk if anybody does need them. But the additional information will be on our website, which is also linked on the program if you do scan this code. So I'll just give you a couple of moments to do that if anybody hasn't had a chance to yet. And let a few more people come in. All right. Okay, great. And it's also dotted around on the screens outside each of the rooms and also on some of the pillars as you're walking along the corridor. And just if you are up for sort of sharing your thoughts and ideas through the day, this is a Slido which you can share those on. So it's going to be running live through the day, just capturing your thoughts and ideas, as well as any feedback or any suggestions that you've got for next year. We can capture some of those ideas on there. But it's very much for your live thoughts that you want to sort of jot down through the day. And also, we encourage you to sort of connect and network with others through the day and use our hashtag HACA 2024 on all our social media. And we'll be sure to sort of repost and share and also pick up any messages on there. And you can make lots of connections, hopefully. And so just a moment for that one. Right. And finally, a third one, we are QRing out this conference. The final one, most important one here, and I'll leave it up for a little while. This is the link to get onto the Slido for our Q&A. It'll be the same link for all the sessions in all the rooms, and you can navigate through the rooms on the link. So if you're going to have any questions for any of the sessions, the talks through the whole day and the conference, this will be the one you need. Okay. It won't pop up that often through the day, so you might want to capture it, but it will be available, as I mentioned, on the digital screens and also on the pillars outside. So I think that's it. If you do require any other help and support, you can go to the registration desk where Nat and Matche are more than happy to help. And I'm sure they've been most helpful this morning already. And that would be it, I think. So all that leaves to remain is to say thank you all for joining us today. Hope you have a great day here with us and enjoy all the sessions. We're excited for the day's events that we've got planned. It's a fantastic opportunity to connect and learn, hopefully. And so now it's my pleasure to introduce to you Peter Spilsbury, who's the director of the strategy unit. And he's been the person that are really key to making the conference happen for the last couple of years and hopefully for a third. So please join me in welcoming Peter to the stage.
Thank you. Well, welcome to HACA 24. The second annual conference for health and care analysts across the UK. It's just fantastic to see so many of you here. I think we've got over 600 attending this conference in person, or if I was Donald Trump, 40,000, obviously, and another 600 odd people online, and everyone obviously welcome. This is a remarkable place to be. So yes, it's remarkable because HACA 2024 is happening here, but Telford is an epicenter for innovation, and from that perspective is one of the most important places in the world, because it's the birthplace of the Industrial Revolution. So Ironbridge, which is just down the road from here, it's in the borough of Telford and Wrekin. In the Ice Age, the original river flow was diverted and what's now known as the Ironbridge Gorge was formed. And as that happened, it exposed vital ingredients for the Industrial Revolution. So layers of limestone, coal, ironstone, and clay were revealed. And then the river provided water, power, and transport. So just down the road from here, they produced the first cast iron rails, the first iron wheels, the first iron steam cylinders. They produced locomotives. They produced the first iron boats. And then most famously, giving the place its name, Abraham Darby III, the first iron bridge in the world, 1779. And then along came Thomas Telford, whose name was taken by this place, a great civil engineer, based much of his life in Shropshire. Did a lot of rule breaking, Thomas Telford. If you go into Shrewsbury, one of his great achievements was he split Shrewsbury Abbey in half he knocked it in order to get the perfect line for the A5. And the rationale for that was that they wanted to make the fastest possible journey to London from Holyhead for Irish MPs. So yeah, he was a rule breaker, but also he gave great importance to driving technical excellence in his field. So he was one of the founders of the Institute for Civil Engineers. And there's a few things in there, aren't there, for analysts? So why did the Industrial Revolution occur in Ironbridge? So we've got complex system things going on there, haven't we? We've got some really critical contextual factors in terms of the kinds of resources that became available, the people, the kind of knowledge and ideas that happened to coincide at that time. And we had an incredible kind of nexus of curiosity and energy, and that's Thomas Telford explaining what drove him. That's at the heart of your profession. So, this is a really important place. It's a heartland for innovation. So take that context and use that for how you approach this event. You've got hundreds of colleagues here. You've got presentations, workshops, posters, networking opportunities. Make sure that you take every opportunity to draw from that, opportunities to innovate and take things back to your own work to help us in our fundamental mission of trying to improve health and care for the citizens that we serve. And on that note, we need you to help us. So you always get asked for feedback at these type of events. We managed to create HACA, we managed to get it off the ground, but even this year we had a major struggle to try to persuade people who hold the purse strings that this was something worth investing in for the analyst community. So the way that what we need from you to try to win that argument again for HACA 2025 is we need really high quality feedback. Not just routine feedback. I'd like all of you on your feedback forms to write a sentence that you'd be happy for us to quote when we go to others to say this is why HACA is important. And I'd like every one of you, please, to write down something that you have taken from this event that you're going to take back to your workplace. Because the thing that sells HACA to people who hold the purse strings is that it's a way of sharing and advancing knowledge and analytical practice. So please give us examples of that. And also, I think over 1,000 NHS analysts together should have something that we'd like to say to the new Secretary of State about what analysts have to offer. So in amongst the feedback or on all these various QR codes that Mahmoda was showing you, have a think about what matters to us as analysts. So I've got a little list. Inequalities, robust decision making, optimizing care, but you'll have your ones. What we bring. So I'd say things like class leading skills, deep knowledge of data, public sector values, critical thinking, but you'll have yours. And what we need, Secretary of State, to be able to put these into best practice. Recognition, training, HACA, you'll have yours. So please take that seriously. Find some time during the next 2 days to write some stuff down about that, and we will collate it and we will try to send it as a message to Wes. Anyway, just before I finish, I just wanted to mention Chris Bealey, who's the head of data science in our team, has been absolutely central to organising this event. And very sadly, Chris went down with COVID at the end of last week, quite a heavy dose. So he can't be, I think he's online. Hi, Chris, hopefully he is. But he can't be here today, but I just wanted to pay tribute to the huge energy and effort he's put into organising this. And I also wanted to mention that Munira Ahmad, who was going to be speaking tomorrow, has also had to pull out because she's been admitted to hospital. But she was really keen that I shared with you her enormous enthusiasm for the HACA initiative and her determination to try to bring it to life in Scotland. So she's going to be working with us subsequent to this to try to do that. Right, back to Shropshire. I found a little quote. This is my Humphrey Lyttelton moment from Sorry I Haven't Got a Clue. So nowhere in Britain or perhaps in the world displays such a variety of rock types in such a small area as here. So